putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Kevin Jackson. It's the Kevin Jackson Show, KJRadio.com. We've been profiling these leftists. And by the way, the happiest guy in the world right now is Harvey Weinstein. And the reason is obvious. Hillary Clinton has finally completely taken him out of the limelight. This is a guy that for a better part of a week, he's been just getting beat down. And it isn't over for Harvey, by the way. And I still am waiting. I know it's been another week since the Harvey thing get dropped out of the news cycle, but I want to know, when are we going to have somebody else? Everybody's talking about this pedophile that produces kid shows and pointing a finger at him. Okay, great. If he's one of the guys, then let's out him. But I want to out all these other people. We still haven't done anything to clean up Hollywood. Everybody talks about it, but nothing's happened. But Harvey is the happiest man in the world right now because he was a week in rehab, got out, supposedly went back in for a month. And let me tell you what rehab means for Harvey Weinstein for a month. It means media silence. No tweeting, no begging celebrities to talk to his board to get him reinstated, no talking to his brother, his family, and people like that. Complete media silence in hopes that all of this can go away and he can resume his life in a normal mode. And good luck with that. In the old days, he may have gotten away with it. He's not going to get away with it now because we're going to remember this for quite some time. Why? Because it's intermingled with the politics of leftism. Democrats, progressives. They'd like us to forget it. They want us to forget the type of people that Hollywood and every other leftist industry creates. We talked about George Clooney's wife, and she used to, we've got these lawyers that help us with our human rights thing, and they're just a bunch of lecherous people. Really? I'm shocked. The wackademia, all the wacademics are, I was molested and people tried to chase me around my desk. Elizabeth Warren and all these, every industry that leftists own, you will find the worst form of mankind, particularly mankind. And for the record, the worst females, the worst women on the earth, on the face of the earth. I don't care where they live, where they exist, nationality, creed, race, religion, sex. Well, women, finger quotes. They're the worst people, the worst women on earth are leftist, progressive, Democrat, call them whatever you want. They're swamp rats. They can get mad. The best women on earth, conservative women. Not even a contest. You can't even, don't even go there, okay? Because then you get me mad. Best representative of man on earth, conservative men. By the way, both flawed, unworthy of the grace of God, but working towards it. Had a lady, she wrote to me, she says, Kevin, I love your show. She says, one of the things I really like about it, you talk about Christianity, but you remind people that we're flawed, that we're not perfect. And I go, good. If that's what you get out of it, that's good. Because let me tell you something. I'm a failed, flawed Christian, but God knows I absolutely follow him in all my failures. And my failures bring me closer to him. I used to not think that way. I used to think as I failed God, I had to distance myself. God, this is terrible. I'm a horrible person. And he's going, no, you're not. That mistake you made should draw you to me because you understand all the aspects of it. And it's a fact that it does that to me. It's a shame it's taken so long. God's going, dude. Oh, man. The Lord works on you in mysterious ways, and that's a good thing. And that's why I tell people I never get involved with people's walk with God. You can fail, and as long as quite frankly, God will forgive you for anything. I just don't forgive people for things like pedophilia and stuff like that. It's just not going to happen. Sorry. I'm not perfect, but then again, I'm not God. But if you drink or, you've had an affair, whatever, look, I get it. That's part of the human condition. We're all frail in that respect. But think about what your mindset was when you made that mistake. You were like, oh, God, it's horrible. You feel bad and you want to run away from that thing that can bring you salvation, make you feel like, you know what, I don't want that feeling again. I hate that feeling. And that's what God is telling you. No, get closer to me. Don't run away. But see, leftists run away. They rationalize. They'll give you 50 excuses. And then they'll go to rehab and go, I'm all cured. They're not cured. You cannot be a leftist and cure yourself. That's why I tell you, when the leftists tell me I'm a Christian, Democrats can be church going. Yeah, you can be. The old saying, just because you find yourself in a garage, it doesn't make you a car. Just because you go to church, it doesn't make you a Christian. So the idea that these people are improving their lives in some way because they go to rehab or diversity training or what, don't believe them. Hollywood doesn't want to fix itself. If it did, you'd know of the 5 or 6 other producers, and we would be talking about that in conjunction with Uranium One, in conjunction with GPS. But let me tell you what's happening right now politically. Politically, we're finding out that Hillary Clinton is the Harvey Weinstein of politics. She paid for the dossier. She wanted the, quote, opposition research on Trump, but it went beyond opposition research. It went from opposition research to trying to influence the election with bogus information. Hillary Clinton knows that's what happened. And so when that occurred, it had a whole new dynamic. Who was it that did a clip on that?
Well, there's considerable exposure. The interesting thing about the original Russian collusion argument is that colluding with Russians is not a crime under the criminal code. There's no such crime. There's conspiracy, but the question is conspiracy to do what? The case, and I've been saying this, many people have been saying this, for actual crime is actually getting weaker by the day. There's really not much evidence to suggest an actual federal crime. You compare it to this, there is a basis for a criminal charge if these allegations are proven. Now, you have the Uranium One deal, which is a pay-for-play allegation. That's a serious crime. The Clintons could very well show that there was no relationship between the $500,000 that went to Bill Clinton and what the State Department did. But that is a classic criminal allegation if it were to be proven. With regard to the Fusion, GPS, and the dossier, there are issues there, particularly if people lied to investigators, either congressional or federal. That's the type of crime that gets charged in D.C. It's not.
So the very specific, I think what you're referring to is what apparently happened last month before the Senate committee investigating this, where John Podesta, the former chairman of Hillary's campaign, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the former head of the Democratic Party, were asked directly, did you pay for this? Did money from your coffers wind up at Fusion GPS? And both said no. That's right. And one of the people in the most precarious position is this attorney, Mark Elias, who was the general counsel of the campaign. The New York Times reporters, 2 of them, have accused him of expressly saying there was no relationship at all with the Clinton campaign or the DNC and the dossier. He was also sitting next to John Podesta with congressional investigators when Podesta made the same denial.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson. It's the Kevin Jackson Show. So I go back to what I said. Hillary Clinton is the Harvey Weinstein of the political movement right now, the leftist movement. We've now outed her. But the difference between what's going on in Hollywood and what's going on right now with the Clintons is we know who the other participants are. We know who the other lecherous leftists are. We know it's James Comey. We know it's Mueller. We know it's Loretta Lynch. We know it's Bill Clinton. We know it's Barack Obama and others, Podesta, his brother, many others, and they will see the light of day. Now, are they willingly giving this up? No, they're scrambling. I so would love to be able to tell you guys I've got undercover video of the opera, what's going on with the Democrats. I laughingly said earlier in the broadcast that these people are packing up bug-out bags and looking for places to change their identity. They are running, folks. You've got the Democrats on the run. When the hunters become the hunted, that's what I'd like to call this. Because that's exactly what's been going on. These folks have been hunting us. They find out some little peccadillo about you and they go, boom, here it is. He's not a Christian. Look at him. It reminds me of that toe tapper dude, who didn't want to admit he was gay, Republican, and then he resigned. He should have just said he was gay. Look, I get it. It's embarrassing. This doesn't go before God. But if you're gay, man, just say it. Get over it. America, look, we've forgiven a lot more.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.